By now, you've probably already heard about ChatGPT, and you may have dabbled around with it, you may have played around with it for your online course. So in this video, I don't want to talk about what it is and how it can help you, because you probably already know that. What we're going to do instead is we're going to have a look at how you can use it for your online courses. Now, you may have seen that you can use it to build, let's say, an online course outline in 5 seconds. And you've probably read all of the debates online about it as well. For example, is the work actually yours, or is it plagiarized work? Is it actually going to help your clientele? Does that outline actually offer your students the uniqueness that you can offer them? Or is it just standard plagiarized outline? So these are very common debates. I understand them. I agree with them. I feel that we can use the ChatGPT to assist us, but not to do everything. And the reason why I say that is, imagine in years' time that we're allowing ChatGPT to do everything for us, and then what is our own work? What is it that we're actually offering to our students? So I want to show you today how I've been using it and how I've been playing around with it to better my online courses, and to also help me get work done faster and more productive, but it still is my work, my uniqueness, my voice. So let's take a look. First of all, if you haven't yet logged into ChatGPT, let's go and have a look at it now. So on this blank page here, I'm just going to go into chatopenai.com. I am going to actually sign up. So I guess I am going to show you a little bit of how to do it. If you haven't done it yet, I'm just going to go straight in with my Google account. And it's as easy as that to get in, and here we are. Okay, I'm just going to go through all of these. Done. Right, so first of all, we're going to look at 2 things. I would like to first look at how you can improve your current courses, and then we're going to look at how you can learn from ChatGPT. So let's have a look. For example, like we said, we can easily go in and say, can you please, I always like to say please, can you please write a online course outline for making a tiramisu? Let's look at that. For how to make a tiramisu. Okay, so here I have my outline. It's pretty incredible what it can do. So I have my introduction, my lesson 1, my lesson 2. Okay, now, as I said before, when we're building this, is this actually my own work? Now, I know how to make a tiramisu, right? That's why I chose this course. I enjoy making tiramisus. So I can look through this and say, is this actually what you would be doing? Do we need to have an explanation of what tiramisu is? Do I need to have ingredients and equipment, making the cream, etc.? Now, it all depends on who your clientele are, right? We talk about this in a lot of other videos that I do. Check them out on my website here on YouTube as well, about understanding your clientele, building a course for your clientele. So if I, for example, I live in Chile, and in Chile, let's say that I am teaching Chileans how to make tiramisu. So I would like to talk about the difference between using mascarpone and using cream cheese, and what the difference between the textures are and how that changes the flavor of the tiramisu. That's an important point for my students. Why is it important? Because in Chile, mascarpone costs about $10 for 100 grams. I am not kidding. It is so expensive. And if you want to make a good size tiramisu, you need 600 grams. So you're looking at a really expensive tiramisu. So a lot of people would use cream cheese because it's more economical, more cost effective. I don't need to explain that. But it's different. It's not tiramisu. It's not the same flavor. So I want to teach Chileans how to make mascarpone with cream and lemon. And then you have the beautiful flavor and the beautiful creamy texture of a tiramisu without using cream cheese, nor without using your entire paycheck. So why I went on that rant, the most important part is that this outline doesn't meet my students' requirements, because I need to talk about why should we be using mascarpone instead of cream cheese. I need to have a whole lesson talking about how to make the mascarpone. I would like to have a whole entire outline or introduction into what they're expecting to do. So for example, when I make the tiramisu, I need at least 3 days to make it, so I can make the mascarpone, then I can make the cream, and I can let everything set, because I also don't like using gelatine. I think we're going too far down tiramisu, and you might be seeing my dislike against cream cheese. So my point here is that this is a really great outline for me to start from, and then I can start to play around with it and I can dig deeper into it. So for example, I can now go into assembling the tiramisu. I can say, can you please write a better learning outcome for assembling the tiramisu? Okay, and we'll just scroll down. Okay, so now can you see that here I'm asking to write a learning outcome, and we're going deeper into assemble a visually appealing and delicious tiramisu dessert by dun 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 dun. And if you've watched any of my videos on building a course curriculum and building a course outline, you will know that I start to talk about knowledge, skills, and abilities. And I discuss the importance of knowing in your course curriculum which learning outcomes would have knowledge, skills, or abilities, or a combination of all of them. So here I'm taking a suggested outline and I'm going to start to build a course curriculum. If you haven't got a course curriculum yet, you can download my free course curriculum template. I'll put the link in the description below. And in that, you can start to write your course goal. You can start to write your learning outcomes, and next to that, all of your knowledge, skills, and abilities. And you can also do your course outline, which is the structure of everything. And we put that all together. That then helps us to then identify what are the right content types that we need to be able to deliver or help our students achieve this learning outcome and achieve all of the different knowledge, skills, and abilities that come with that learning outcome. So I'll also put a link to that video in the description below. So let's continue on that topic. If I want to know what content types can I use, I can say, what content types should I use to teach someone how to layer the cream cheese mixture? Let's go with that one. Okay. And so what you can see here is that I'm not, maybe we won't have an answer. I'm not just copying and pasting the course outline. I'm actually delving deeper into it. And I'm starting to build my course curriculum, and I'm being more productive because I'm not thinking, okay, well, what knowledge do I need? What skills do I need? I'm looking at an example that's been provided specifically for me, and then I'm understanding who my students are, and I'm adapting it to who my students are and what they need. And now I'm just asking questions. So I'm starting to learn from ChatGPT by asking questions. What should I do here? What's the best way that I can display this information? So I can have written instructions, which I strongly agree with. When someone's learning how to do a step-by-step process, the best thing we can do is give them written instructions, and also video demonstrations. So show them how to do it, because an image says 1,000 more words than what text can. So I think both of them will work really well together. And I think an infographical diagram, I didn't actually think of that. So that's something new that I've learned in regards to this, that using an infographical diagram can show them how we would layer it up. An interactive simulation, that's cool. You can do a sort of a game where they've got the biscuits, they've got the cream, and they need to layer it up in the correct order. I like that. All right, so we've got lots of different examples here, and you can see that I'm not just asking it to build something and then copying and pasting. I'm actually learning from it. So we can build the outline and then adapt that for our students and then ask more questions and improve on our lessons. So I can just stop generating this and I can say, can you please write the written instructions for, or the step-by-step written instructions for layering the cream mixture. Okay, so you get what I'm going with this. I'm not, I'm delegating, let's say, for lack of a better word. Okay, so I'm just going to stop generating this as well. Some other things that we can do is we can use the same thing to be able to write email content, to be able to write sales copy, to be able to improve on things as well. So for example, let's just go and do this. Let's go onto my website and I'm going to go into my online courses and let's go to this one. Okay, now I've got the description, I've got the name of the course. I have a course called Design Your Online Course, and it helps students to description. Can you write, okay, well, there we go. I wanted to say, can you write a better course name? Okay, so here I'm not having to creatively think for myself on better courses. I've also used ChatGPT to start to do, to understand my students a little bit further. So to be able to write a course outline that speaks to my students, I need to understand them a little bit better, right? And then I can adapt what that course title says, so I'm speaking directly to my clientele. So that brings us into how we can better learn from ChatGPT. And so that is looking at what mistakes do people in Chile make when making a tiramisu? Or we can ask questions. Okay. All right. Let's do Here we go. So here's some errors. Don't over soak the ladyfingers. Use the right proportion of mascarpone cheese, heavy cream, sugar, eggs, etc. So here I'm getting tips to avoid, or I'm getting mistakes that people made. I can ask questions saying, what are some issues or what are some problems that people have when doing ABC, whatever. And that will then help me to understand some struggles that my clientele would have. You can start to be very specific. What I like about what I've practiced using with ChatGPT is that I can pull in one of these comments and I can start to dig deeper into it. Now, I've just seen that you cannot actually see my questions, but when I press enter, you can see them. So I hope you can follow along with that. It's not too disturbing. But what I'm aiming at here is that I can dig deeper into one of these. And so I can say something. Let me just see if I can actually pull this up a bit. Yes. So I can write down here and you can see it a little bit clearer. Is that I can go in and say, can you please elaborate on point 2? What's the actual problem? Okay, so see how we can delve deep and we can ask questions and we can go on this journey and continue a conversation, right? And then learn from it. So I'm just going to stop generating that one. So I know this has only been an introduction into how you can use ChatGPT for your online courses. We could be here all day long. But what I wanted to recap is, rather than asking ChatGPT to build my course outline and then copying and pasting, rather I'm using it as a starting point. And there I'm then making it my own and I'm putting my own uniqueness into it. And I'm using it as well to delve deeper and identify, okay, well, if my outline is module 1 through to 5, then what are the learning outcomes and what are the knowledge, skills, and abilities for each of those sections? And I'm building a curriculum by delegating, let's say, to ChatGPT. And I'm then improving on what I already have. So I'm improving on content that I've already written. I'm improving on lessons I've already written, and I'm asking questions to learn from ChatGPT as well. I can ask questions to learn about what are the best content types for a particular lesson, for a particular module, and I'm also identifying some concerns or some struggles from my clientele by conducting market research. So if you have any questions about online course creation, I could say ask me, but maybe you can ask ChatGPT. But I would also love to hear from you about your journey. I would love to hear from you about what you've done in ChatGPT and what you found out, and your likes or your dislikes. So let me know in the comments below. And until next time, happy course creating.